Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. So excited that you can be on our team Zoom tonight. This is Julie White from Pennsylvania, Elite Pro 7 in LifeVantage. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of our LifeVantage family, and so grateful for how we're just like a big, happy family. We have a guest tonight from across line, and she's amazing. I'm going to introduce her in just a minute, but I just want to thank you again for jumping on here tonight. And just remind your teams every week, unless there's a holiday, we have our team Zoom at the same time, same station. So with that, I'm going to introduce Kristin Ahlgren, and she is a new Pro 7. She actually became a Pro 7 in May. She's from Hawaii. And so congratulations on that, Kristin. That's an amazing accomplishment. She is married and she's the mama of 2 children. She is also a flight attendant, but she doesn't fly, and she's going to explain that when she shares her story. So thank you so much, Kristin, for taking the time out. It's just an honor and privilege to have you on here tonight, and I'm just going to turn the time over to you.
Aw, thank you so much, Julie. It is an absolute honor to be here. I have to say that it's a very new thing for me. I had spoken on Maria Williams' call right after the Success Mastery, but this is all new to me, and I have to be honest, I'm nervous. Public speaking is not my favorite thing. So before this call, I said, I just hope that I bring value and that I, touch somebody and maybe, bring something to just one person. So that's my goal for this call. So just thank you so much, Julie. I'm just so honored.
Oh,
So
I'm sure you will do great. And, we're just like a family here. So no worries.
exactly.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So true. So yeah, my name is Kristin Ahlgren, and I live in Hawaii, which is the town that I grew up in. I live in Kailua, way across the states from you, Julie. And I never in a million years, probably like a lot of you, thought that I would ever be sitting here leading a network marketing call. I was extremely skeptical of the industry. However, it was my sister, Katie Dye, that introduced this to me. However, backing up a few years, our upline, who is a friend of mine that I grew up with, I didn't know her that well, Daisy Shane Goodwin, she actually invited me to hear this information about 3 times right when she started. And I think I actually gave her crickets. I don't think I replied. So now I kind of understand it's, when people do that, it's more a fear of them. They don't know how to say no. I'm the person that is more honest about it because I'm on the flip side. So it was my sister. And so I went to a meeting, and Daisy actually flew over from Kauai to lead that meeting. And she will tell you that I sat there with my arms crossed. And I don't think I actually did physically, but she felt my energy, and it honestly all sounded too good to be true. However, it was my sister who I adore. So I said, sure, I'll try Pro Tandem, not thinking anything of it, had absolutely zero intention of becoming a distributor. And what happened for me was after 3 weeks of taking it, the horrible hot flashes that I had been having for 2 years completely went away. So I'm talking all day long hot flashes, waking up drenched in the middle of the night, husband shivering over there with the air conditioning, and they completely went away. And my mom had them for 17 years. So I thought that was my destiny, okay? So she actually moved away from Hawaii because she was so hot. Like, honestly, she's been back now. My parents are back now because the grandkids are, here, and there's 5 of them in Hawaii. But so I just thought that was my future. And so what happened when my body got activated and balanced, they went away. And it's been 3 years and they're still gone. And so it was like a light bulb moment went off for me. And I thought, maybe there is something to this little yellow pill. And it was at another time in my life 3 years ago when we all know that merit, you guys have heard me talk about this on Success Mastery. But, you know, I've been with my husband now for 23 years, 23 or 24, gosh, I think it's 23. And we all know that marriage can be hard. And it was at a very, very low point in our relationship. And I honestly didn't know if we were going to make it. And so like Julie said, I've been a flight attendant for 23 years also. But I've been able to drop my trips. I've been able to be home with my kids, take leaves when I want, drop my trips. I'm based in Los Angeles, so getting to LA from Hawaii, it's a 5.5 hour flight, is not fun. So I was basically a stay-at-home mom. And so when I was thinking about the future of myself, when I had my testimony, I thought, maybe this is something that I could do to provide some security for myself. And it was also at a time in my life, I'm 46 now, when I just felt like I wanted more. I thought, like, is this my life? Is this, you know, the future, the destiny of how my life's going to play out? And so with the combination of all those things and looking around in my community, and nobody was doing it. Nobody had, I mean, I think Daisy had reached out to a few people in our community. So I knew that I could get in front of something, create some security for myself, and find a way to give back. And that has exactly been what it's done. So I started off with my pinky finger in, and it's literally got caught like a roaring fire inside me, and it's not a hot flash. I only have one when I'm talking publicly to you guys. But I'm just completely obsessed and passionate with you. And so I've thought about, like, what can I say? Like, what you guys have heard, you know, I don't know if you have brand new people on this call, perhaps you do, but, you know, probably a lot of you have been around for a while. So how can I add value to you? So I just thought about my journey and thought about what I've learned and what's really helped me personally. So what's really helped me is realizing that you have to have belief in the products, right? And so you guys, we are disrupting the supplemental world. Like, we are in our own category, and you guys have heard the testimonies. I mean, people are looking for this. You have to have belief in the industry, right? I just heard something, and I didn't fact check it, but if it's true, it's crazy. 75 million people are going to be looking for an online business. Okay, so we are in a crazy time right now with COVID. I mean, people losing their jobs, the economy. People need to hear what we have, and I fully believe that. And the third thing is that you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't have the proper mindset, then you're probably not going to succeed. So what happened was, when I decided to do this, like I said, I started off with my pinky finger in. That really didn't work for me, right? And so I remember telling my friends, yeah, I'm just going to try it out. I'm going to see how it goes. Why did I do that? Because I was afraid to fail. That's why I said that, right? Because if I failed, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the second that I really put all my energy into it, and it was actually, then I went to my first convention, because people said you have to go to conventions. And that was literally where my mind was blown and my belief went through the roof. So even though we're not having events right now, getting on these Zooms is so important. I'm sure the people that are getting on the Zooms, like what I've seen with my team, are the people that are having success. So you just have to follow the system, and you have to, you know, go to events, and this is part of it. So 3 years ago, randomly, a friend of mine asked me, what is your word of the year? And it just happened to be right when I started this business. And I said, can I have 2 words? And she said, yeah, sure. And the word that came to me was F it. So Julie, you know I like to have fun, right? You've seen my Facebook. But F it has literally helped me so much when I'm so afraid, because we're so afraid of what people think. We're afraid, you know, of failure. But when I'm sitting there and I'm about to send that text, or I'm about to send that voice message or make that phone call, That's what I say to myself. And so that word may not resonate with you guys, but I encourage you to come up with your own word. Maybe it's worthy, maybe it's, fearless, whatever it is, but come up with a word that will help you in those moments. So when I first started, like I said, I started out with my pinky finger in. So there's 4 types of people, right? And wherever you are on this spectrum is totally fine. I started out being a 1 and now I'm a 4. So there's 4 types of people. One of them for this business is you're going to try it out. And that's what I did, right? The second one is I'm going to do my best. The third is you're going to do what it takes. And the fourth is you're going to do whatever it takes. And that's what you guys have to be at if you want to hit an elite status. So I didn't think that, I'm still mind blown that I'm here. I can't believe that I'm sitting here as an elite, leading a call, but that's where you have to be. And that's what I've seen with the people on my team, the people that are plugging in, the people that are actually following the system. So we have people that are here on my team that are engaged, but let me ask you guys, for real, are you really following the system? Like if you're honest with yourself, if you really, really are honest with yourself, are you following the system? Are you inviting? And sometimes that takes 5 to 6 times. I invited my last distributor who is gonna blow up. I probably invited her, I'm not kidding you, 30 times. But she was wanting to be invited. It wasn't like I was stalking her. So are you inviting? Are you getting them to the tool? Are you following up? And most importantly, are you using third-party validation? That's where I feel like people are failing, especially on my team. Like they say, yeah, I'm following the system, but they're not using third-party. The times that I look back in my business when I've figured out like who I spoke with and who actually came on board, every single time it was because I used third-party validation. And I know it's uncomfortable. It's so weird to get your friend that you've known for 20 years on the phone with a stranger, but it works. And of course, it's not going to work 100% of the time, but it really, really works. The people know you. They're all of a sudden you're not some, specialist in nutrigenomics and biohacking, right? Maybe if you're a doctor or something you are, but most of us aren't. So just even getting that stranger on, it really, people are more accepting. And I swear every single time, not every time, but way more times than others, the third-party validation. So please, please, please do it. Obviously, we need to be coachable. We can't reinvent the wheel. Please just, listen to your upline. And the more that people reach out to me on my team and they're raising their hand and they're the ones that are texting me all day long, I absolutely love that because those are the runners. Those are the ones that want to go. Those are the ones that I'm working with the most. So reach out to your upline, text them, just even if it's the silliest question, like, help me with this invite and I'll help them reword the invite. Please, 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 just the more you work with your upline or sideline or downline, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, the better. Something that I also said in the Success Mastery is that we live in an instant gratification society. Absolutely, 100%, right? Guilty, but getting better. I know, I was guilty too. You guys, my first home meeting, I did not follow up with one person. Not one person. I didn't get anyone. I think I got one customer out of it. And there were like 18 beautiful women there. So we fail our way to the top. I love that quote. I've made so many mistakes. I still make mistakes. I'm still texting people, how would you reply to this? Because it's so good to get other people's feedback. I'm still constantly learning and I'm a student. So we live in an instant gratification society. Hey Siri, call blah, blah, blah. Oh, she'll probably call someone. Hey Alexa, play this song. Oh my gosh, she's really calling someone. Blue, who's that? I don't know who that is. Maybe that actually somebody just said, I just butt dialed someone this morning and now we're in a conversation about LifeVantage. So I think I might try to do that. Sorry, I just I accidentally called you. So anyway, it's so true, right? With Amazon, you can just boom, boom, boom order. So that's what happens when people get started. And I've had people hit Pro 4 that have given up because we want it to happen. We want it to happen so fast. But this is not about it happening fast. This is about, you've heard all of these sayings before, but when you really, really think about them, marry the process, divorce the results, right? Replace the expectation with appreciation, which is what Taylor Worry says. I love that. Really, like when you really, okay, I'm grateful that I have this customer, or I'm grateful that I reached out to this person because I haven't talked to them in so many years and we're reconnected. So to have those expectations, that's when we want to give up, right? When we think it's a sprint, but it's a marathon. A marathon runner, if they sprint out of the gates, they're not going to make it. So it's so true. Like if you just really, really think about those and you think 2 to 5 years, even 10 years, if you were to hit the elite rank in 10 years, would it be worth it? Absolutely. Did you guys know that Marcel, I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name, Niederhauser, is that it? That it?
Yep.
It took him 12 years to hit Pro 10. And Dan Moldering, he only had customers. He's a Pro 7, he might be a Pro 8 now, but he didn't follow the system. And the second he started using third-party validation, he hit Pro 7 in a year and a half. So I really love those facts because it's so true. What happens in the beginning? You start reaching out, people, crickets, the no's. Why people in my community, why is she doing this? Like, I didn't need to be doing this. Okay. Did I forget to say in my story that my husband is the breadwinner. He's very successful. Like, I did not need to be doing this. So I had judgment, like, why is she doing this? She doesn't need to be doing this. So it's the fear, we get the fear of rejection, the fear of what people are thinking about us, but it really doesn't matter. It does not matter. If we believe in what we're doing, that's what matters. And you guys, what we have is gold. I've seen so many people's health change. You guys have heard the testimonies, you've heard the stories. And I think in the beginning, it's important to, have the confidence about it and the belief, but in the beginning, you necessarily don't have that yet. So I borrowed Daisy's belief. I actually told her story in the beginning because I hadn't really figured out my why yet, and I wasn't really ready to share that I was having a difficult time with my husband. So I really did borrow her story, and I think that's okay to do until you're really figuring out yours. So it is okay, borrow someone's confidence. And on that note, confidence. When you're sharing with somebody, even if you're afraid, there's a couple ways that you could say it. And one of them would be, yeah, I'm doing this thing. It's like a health and wellness business, and I'm going to see how it's going, and I'm going to see how it goes. And, if someone were to share that with you, would you want to learn more? Probably not. But if you said, oh my gosh, I found something so big, I have to share this with you. Can you jump on this Zoom tomorrow? I'm going to follow up with you after to see what you thought. It's huge, and it's completely shifted my life. Now that, okay, I might still be skeptical, to be honest, but I'm definitely going to be more interested in the first one. So, or rather the second one. So confidence, there's the saying that, head down, one foot in front of the other. I don't like that. No, you need to put your head up and your shoulders back and have the posture. And there's, the physical posture, but there's actually the posture about the business. And I remember people asking me, how's it going? How's it going? Every single time, it's going awesome. Even if it wasn't really going awesome, I would still say that because people want to join a business, that when they know you're succeeding and you're having a good time. And so just, yeah, have that confidence and have that posture when you're talking to people, and listen, okay? Because that's another thing is I feel like a lot of people just, and you know, myself included, just talk. If you just open your ears and listen to people, they are going to share their pain. They're absolutely, and when you get vulnerable, they'll get vulnerable most of the time. And they're going to talk about their dad who has cancer, or their, you know, someone can't pay their mortgage or whatever. So just have those open listening ears. Don't regurgitate all of the information at once, right then and there, because you know, we've all seen the glaze over, oxidative stress, nutrigenomics, like no, don't do that. You're going to lose people. That's where you get them into the third party, you get them to the Zoom, you get them to, you know, whatever you're doing. Aw, thank you. Never guess you haven't done this 1,000 times. No, I definitely have not. I'm facing it till I'm making it. I don't like the word fake it, so I'm facing it till I make it. So let's see, where was I? Confidence, and where was I going with this? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, don't just say all of the information at once. That's where you're going to lose people. And so one thing that our team does, which I really recommend because it's really working, is, so we used to have home meetings before COVID. That's really how we did our business. And one great thing that, you know, about what's happening now is that it's all gone to Zoom. And that's really helpful. It's easy, you know, we can be in the car, we can be there. We don't have to, you know, go take a night away from a family. So what we've been doing is launch Zooms. And whether you're a brand new person or you've been in the business for 5 years, you can still do a launch Zoom. And we have some people that have them scheduled weekly. So how that looks is that we have, we make flyers from Word Swag, and we make, you know, you can put whatever you want, someone launching their business, you know, and it's a new phase in life or whatever. I don't know, however you want to word it. I can help if you guys are interested in that. I can, you know, text Julie on the side, and show her some of our invites. And then, you know, you send a little personal invite to, like, you've got to hear, I have to get this information to you, give them a compliment. And then what happens is that person who's doing the launch will share their 2-minute why and story. 2 minutes, no longer than 2 minutes. Because what happens is the new person especially is just gonna, and then you see the glaze over with the guests. So 2 minutes, you guys all know the glaze over. And then 1 or 2 people will do the rest of the opportunity call. So we actually like to split it up. Just, it kind of takes the pressure off, and then it gives someone else an opportunity to learn and present. So someone will do the products and someone will do the business. And sometimes we, you know, we like to intertwine the two, because honestly, I found that our team started off really focusing on products. That's where we felt comfortable with. Hawaii, it's a very natural, healthy place. So products felt really good to do. However, we're realizing that it's really important to start off as equally with the business, at least in the beginning, just with like the story or something like that. And then you can end really heavy on the business too, because we never know where people are at, right? People in the beginning especially are afraid to talk about the business and money, which is so weird when it's so important, right? It just makes people uncomfortable. So always talk about the business as equally as the product. So that's what we do. And then, like I said, some people schedule weekly, and we, you know, you can invite 100 people. Sometimes I did a launch, nobody showed up. Totally normal. You might have one person, even if you just have that one person. I just did a launch for someone, there were 2 people on the call. And honestly, I didn't feel like it was the best presentation, and they didn't seem that interested, but one of the girls came in a platinum pack. So we just never know where people are at. Never prejudge, ever, ever, ever. People probably looked at my life and said, oh, she's not going to do network marketing. You know, she doesn't need to. So never, 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 never judge. So let's see, Okay, it's almost 2:26. I'm on a roll here. Let's see. One last thing, and then maybe if you guys want to open it up for questions is, so you might look at me and say, she's outgoing, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm not necessarily like that, but I have people on my team that are very successful. In fact, one just hit Pro 5 last month, very, very shy, very, in the beginning, so afraid to talk, so afraid to talk. But you know what she did? She went out, and this is what I recommend to you. Go out and look for the pit bulls. And we don't all want to be pit bulls, right? We want everyone that's a full gamut of dogs. We want the Chihuahuas, we want the Golden Retrievers, we want everyone. But if you want to just relaunch your business, go look for the pit bulls and go look for the influencers, because that's what she did. And through it, she has become a leader. Actually, I didn't realize our team call, someone else is leading it, is right now. And she's talking on it and she's so nervous, but she is becoming the leader just by the process of following the system and also doing some personal growth, which is going to happen with this business regardless, right? They say that your success is 100% based on personal growth. I totally agree with that. So anyway, life is short. You never know what's going to happen. So F it and just do it. That's my biggest piece of advice to you.
Kristin, you gave us so much value. Wow, you said, I took a lot of notes, and one of the things that I really appreciate you sharing about is the third-party validation, and you're the second person recently that stressed that, and it's such a big deal. Just like you said, the other person also said that they really feel like it's what made the difference with them becoming more successful and getting to the elite rank. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's definitely not easy for people. Like you said, people tend to kind of shy away from it, but it's so important. So I appreciate you stressing that. And then the other thing that I really liked, I liked all of it, but the other thing was, just that you love it when people are texting you, the new distributors and the old distributors, whatever, the people on your team, you love when they bug you, because you love to help them. And I think sometimes too, people are just, they're too shy to reach out, and that's what we're here for. We all work together as a team, and that's what really gets the momentum going. So we're going to open it up now for Q&A. And so if you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask your question. We have just a few minutes for a question.
I would love to hear just a little bit more about your launch Zooms, because I have two people on our team right now who we have recently discussed doing Zooms on doing launches on Zoom. And so are you saying that you have one person who's launching, but then everyone on the team is just welcome to be on that and invite their own prospects?
Not necessarily, no. Okay, so how we do it is, let's say you have a brand new distributor. We always, even when we did home meetings, we say you have to, if you're comfortable, I'm not like you have to, but we highly recommend that you do a launch your business meeting. And then usually it would be at that person's home. And if they didn't feel comfortable at the home, then we would find someplace else. So we just basically switch that to Zoom. And so how we've done it is that person is going to invite, as many people as possible, hopefully 100 people, because then you might get 15, maybe even 5. Like the more you invite, the better. Right. And so then that person who's doing the launch, they'll start the Zoom. So they'll say like, thank you guys for coming. They're usually nervous. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. And then I just want to let you know why I'm here. And then, so we coach them on their why and their story. And so they'll share their why, I lost my job, or, so this came into my lap, or whatever it is, whatever their why and story is, they will share that. And then they will edify whoever else is going to share. So whoever else, they'll say, this is my business partner, I've learned so much from them, or, you know, whatever it is. And then it'll either be one person or two. And sometimes if it's one person, like there's could be a couple other people come on and have a testimony or share what the business has done for them. So you could invite other people from the team to come see it, but I wouldn't have other people invite their prospects, because this is really targeted to that one person.
So when you say some people are doing them every week, you mean just within the team you have?
So even we have people that are doing them that same person. So those people that are doing them weekly are actually more people that have been around for the business, in the business for a while, who are trying to just conjure up more prospects.
Okay.
So they'll say, okay, can I book you at 10 o'clock every Monday morning for the next month? And then that's when they're inviting their people. You know, I'm launching my business, you know, or maybe if they've been around for a while, you might word it differently. Like I'm not exactly sure offhand how they would word it, but, you know, I'm sharing, I want to share with my business with you. And then it just makes it so much more personal to hear that person's why versus just bring them on to an opportunity Zoom, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then people feel like they can ask questions more at the end. And, you know, it's like, oh, you'll see friends you haven't seen in a long time. Like, geez, my kids are going nuts so out there. You know, it can make it more personable. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for hopping on. I haven't seen you in so long. And, you know, that type of thing.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so
Hold
much.
on one sec.
That was a great question, Debbie. Yeah, so I think the launch Zooms are just a wonderful idea, and doing that more than once, you know, that's great. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Let's see. Launch Zoom, new distributor. Oh, you're writing it down. Okay. Yeah. And even for the new distributor, if
I
you
was
were
just taking notes.
Oh, thank you. Thought it was a question. But yeah, even the new distributor can have, you know, several launches, because, you know, people are going to say, well, oh, I can't get on, blah, blah, blah. And so you could have like a morning one for the stay-at-home moms, and then an evening one for the people that work. And so if they can't get on this one, well, oh, I have this one you can get on. Yeah. And then it's also, you can send the recording too, and that way that they're able to hear, you know, their friend's story and make it more, you know, intimate. So we like those a lot.
awesome. Okay, do we have any other questions?
I'm just curious on the launch Zoom. Are you using the new corporate presentation slide stack, or do you have? Are you trying to keep it inside 30 minutes? Are you trying to keep it inside an hour, or do you have a time frame, or?
Definitely no more than 30 minutes. If people want to stay on and ask questions after that, great. But I just find that people they just start tuning out. And that's just one other point, is that I feel like we just make it so overcomplicated, you know, with the science and, you know, going through every product. And, you know, it's just important to just touch on the key points, because I remember thinking, and honestly, Daisy, she keeps it pretty simple. And I remember thinking when I heard her talk, like, I'm not going to be able to remember this. I'm not going to be able to remember how to say this. And so you want to make it like it's so super duplicatable for the people listening that they can do it. So definitely no more than 30 minutes. And that's why it's important to start on time and, you know, just respect people's time, even if one person's on, and really coach that person to just have a 2 to 3 minute story /why. Because I find that that's when sometimes people just, they haven't practiced it, and they're just like, and you want to get the expert in to say the information. And then you coach the person on following up. So yeah, no more than 30 minutes.
Great. Yeah, I'm in total agreement with that. I think we can tend to get too long, and then we can lose people. So Great. Well, we don't want to hold you up here any longer. You've given us a lot of time, a lot of value, Kristin. You said so many good things. I have some great, great notes, and I'm sure everybody else does too. So thank you so much. How old are your kids?
They are 11 and 13.
Awesome. Awesome. That's
Almost 14.
awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for
Yes.
taking the time out to share with us. You did an awesome
Aw.
job, and we
Yes.
appreciate you. And
Aw.
look forward to meeting you in person sometime.
So do I. I'm ready for this. So sad the convention's not happening, but that's okay.
Yeah. Speaking of convention, though, you know, we don't have an excuse for sure for not attending. I've been thinking about this, and there's no reason why every person on our team can't register and be a part of convention, because it's cheaper than ever. We don't have any traveling expenses. And there's also a 30-day window to watch it. So even if you have a wedding or something really crucial going on, the time of convention, which is October 23rd and 24th, we still have that 30-day window to watch it. I mean, I definitely want to be there for the live presentation. I don't want to miss that. And they are making it so special. I was on a call today with Skip and Jill Campbell, and Skip was just sharing about how amazing it's going to be, how interesting, and it's not going to be boring. They have so many great things, and it's going to be fun. And then on top of all of that, you know, we're going to get a free gift box that's valued at over $300. I can't wait to see what's in it. So I hope everybody is registered for that, and encourages everyone on their team to get registered for that, because it's going to be incredible. So
Yeah, and that's something that we're thinking maybe just a couple of us getting together for, to just, you know, do it and be accountable for each other, and make it fun too. So
yeah,
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And I encourage everybody to look at your LifeVantage monthly marketing playbook, because there's so much good information in there. If you do happen to ever miss one of the Taking Control presentations on Tuesday night, or the Success Masteries on Saturday, they're recorded in there. We can utilize those. And hey, this is like Health and Wellness Month. So I'm sure you guys got the email about, you know, different things that are going on this month, and there's a lot of great resources in that playbook. So I just encourage everybody to stay plugged into the system that we have, and it's just amazing. And apparently there's also going to be some more exciting things coming out in the next day or two that Skip mentioned, but he wasn't able to release the information. So just make sure you're checking your emails and checking, you know, the different Facebook Lives and things that are going on this week, so you don't miss anything. So I want to thank everybody for being on here tonight. I look forward to next week. Next week we have Renee Parker, and she's going to be sharing, she's getting some special social media training right now, and she's going to be sharing some really great nuggets about that. And then the following week after that, we have Frank Leon is setting up for us training on the app. And they're doing a lot of revisions to the app, and apparently it's going to be like even more amazing than it is now. So put those things on your schedule, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks again, Kristin. You were awesome, awesome, awesome. And
Oh, you're welcome.
I encourage everybody to check out her Facebook wall, because she has some fun things on her Facebook wall. And so thanks so much. We love you all, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Aloha. Bye. Thank you, Julie. Thank you.